Is it your first time playing the game, or are you creating a new character because you made some mistakes on your first character and you want to know what not to do like I did on my first time playing this game? Let's find out. Hi guys, Inked here, and this is going to be a beginner's guide to Elder Scrolls Online. I've put a good couple of 100 hours into the game now, so I can give as much as a fair verdict as I can. So let's start. The info is going to be on the screen, so I'm not going to really talk about it much so you can read it, but basically I'm just going to talk over it. Races are a big thing. Early on, it doesn't really matter. It's more the end game where it makes an issue. Speaking about how you can be a Breton as a mage substantially helps more than if you're a Breton with a DPS melee. Redguards are the same. It'd be weirder if you'd done it with Magicka, even though they are a Stam sort of design. Same goes with the Orc. Here you can see they're pretty much tanky, but they can do DPS pretty well with melee more. But you can be anything. That's what's good about this game. You can do anything. It's just, they favor these styles. Like a Dark Elf, if you look at these, it's fully compatible to be like a spell sword, like a battle mage. Melee and spell damage affects pretty well. But not all classes are great with it. Like if you look at the High Elf, primarily focus on magic, health, destruction stuff, and experience gain, which is good because it helps you. You can find min-max is a term used in these games a lot for building specific builds to get the most efficiency out. Now, if you look at the Wood Elf, it increases experience gain for bows. And all the things around it based around, you would assume a NIGHTBLADE. By the way, NIGHTBLADE as a class, we'll be going into it in the next segment. We're just going over races right now. But looking at the characters, they all have their own styles. You can fully customize every one of them. They don't actually make a pivotal point in a story. The only issue is the Imperial, which you see now. You do have to have the Imperial edition the crown from the Crown store. I haven't got it yet. I've not actually got around to picking it up, but I, to be honest, don't personally see a point in it. But it is good regardless. But not my kind of thing. I like running specifics to builds as I know the game. But let's start talking about classes and how you can make yourself really powerful. So these are going to be quite a jangled amount of stuff. It's going to be kind of weird because I've got two different sets of graphs for each style, but I'm hoping I can push as much info out as possible. The Dragon Knight is basically your tank / DPS. They do have healing properties, same as every class. You can be anything with them. But these are the basic abilities, like the Ardent Flame. They primarily focus on DPS for that set. Same with Draconic Power is more your tank, and Earthen Heart is kind of like your mix. But if you look at the Sorcerer, these abilities here, a lot of it's all DPS. A lot of it's there's a pet build on Sorcerers, which is quite cool. There's actually sets for it in the world, like armor sets, like this set here that you can see. But there is a lot of stuff to offer with the Sorcerer, which is really cool. Dragon Knight's your main, fire style. Sorcerer is your lightning and magicka, heavy DPS. NIGHTBLADE is what you'd use for something more stealthy. So your assassin style, your pure DPS, single target DPS primarily. Again, there is healing abilities. I wouldn't say there's many tanking abilities, but they've got some pretty good ones in the NIGHTBLADE. But mainly people associate NIGHTBLADEs with single target DPS, which is, never a bad thing. It's always nice to have a NIGHTBLADE on your team, especially in mag blades, so magicka blades. Templar is a weird one. Again, this is a very different art style that I've just shoved all the info on the screen because there's so many different sites I've had to use because all the charts were really incoherent. The Piercing Spear is really good abilities. The Templar is commonly known to be the most healer focused other than the Warden. They're both really powerful. They've got this one's got an amazing DPS set of moves as well, so it really pushes the boundary for what you can do with a DPS healer hybrid. The Warden is probably one of the best DPS healers in the game. His ability, or their abilities, sorry. Their abilities for the healing tree is absolutely astounding. The pet build makes it so powerful it hurts, and the passives you get are just incredible. Just the fact you can have like AoE healing, you can teleport to an or grapple an enemy to teammate to heal them. You can do a lot of healing with it, and it's nuts. And then they've also got a mildly decent tank with the ice build, the ice skill set, sorry. You can pretty much tank pretty well. But I mean, you can do it with all of them, especially if you've got living vines on as well. It really pushes the boundary for power and how much you can do, which is always an amazing thing. The Necro is the newest class out, being it's the strongest, I would say one of the strongest classes out currently. It came out with the Elsewhere update. Warden came out with Morrowind. You can get a lot of power out of it, a lot of things. The one thing to mention though, all the abilities in with the Necro, you can be get a bounty in towns if people see you with it, so you have to be very careful. It's kind of like the vampire, like you've got to be extremely careful with your abilities. Otherwise, you can be paying lumps of gold that you don't want to do, or wasting pardons for the Thieves Guild. A little note to know with some of these classes as well, because they're Magicka focused, some of them, joining the Mages Guild, which is really needed. They're in most of the main towns. You can level up as well. I'll be explaining a little bit more throughout the video, but the Necro is very powerful. I'd recommend it 100%. Now, there's a lot of things you can do as a side thing in the game. Collecting materials early on is a must. So collecting cotton for clothing or for blacksmithing. Sky shards for skill points, which is a big thing, by the way. Wood for wood crafting, making your staffs and shields. Runestones for enchanting, making those glyphs. Water for alchemy. Plants for alchemy. Seams for jewelry crafting. And these are the lore books. You find these are out in the world and they will give you a lot more skill points leveling up your Mages Guild, which is really good. So yeah, if you liked what you found here, I do stream 5 days a week on Twitch, over at twitch.tv/inksquid. I play mainly ESO, and if you have any questions, be sure to ask away. But yes, I will see you guys later. Bye.